Welcome to Costa Rica, Tenerife for the 18th running of the World Waterski Racing Championships. We're here following Team GB in one of the most exciting sports on the water, waterski racing. In our previous programme we looked at the qualifying process, but now the talking stops and the racing happens here on the water in Tenerife. And who's going to win, people?
Team GB!
This biannual event brings together the best water skiers from across the globe to compete for the coveted world titles. They're competing in open men's class for 21-foot boats with unlimited engine power, F2 men and ladies for 300 horsepower rigs, and junior boys and girls for under 16s. This is a team event with driver, observer and skier all playing their part. Far from being just a boat race, skiing on the Atlantic Ocean for an hour at speeds of up to 100 miles an hour needs skill, stamina and determination from some of the world's top athletes. Only 3 teams from each of the competing countries is allowed to enter, so this event is the pinnacle of a 2-year plan for the sport.
We are so excited. We got all these people coming from all over the world to meet us here. For most people, it's the first time here in Tenerife, and we're very, very honored that we managed to organize a World Championship in Tenerife. And a lot of people are very excited about all this, especially us as the organization, because it's been hard work and lots of hours organizing all this, so fingers crossed that this all goes well.
The organisation here is second to none. I came out in April with Mike Waterman, and they've certainly pulled the plug out, and they've given us a brilliant venue and championships.
As team captain here, is my job to actually control the team and make sure that their positions are correct, their grid positions, and generally just manage them, just manage the team overall.
With 4 days of racing for each category, there was plenty of opportunity to get some early points on the board. So as the skiers, drivers and observers get ready to take to the water, let's recap the first 3 days of racing, starting with the junior class.
The last 3 races have been fantastic. Young Sam is a year younger than the age for the juniors, so she's still got another world's in her at junior level. So this was just a learning curve for her. She's skied fantastic. First race she missed her pull a couple of times, but she's just gone on from there. Got up, she hasn't fell once, got all the way round, got good points for the British team. She's been absolutely brilliant.
We did well in the first race, we got second in that one, and then after that we didn't have such a good one and we got 6th in the second one. I kind of burnt out about halfway through because I got too hot and dehydrated. And then third race we got a bit better, we got 5th. And yeah, again burnt out near the end, which I think is a bit of fitness and lack of water.
Tom Smith, skiing in boat 210, came a credible 5th in race 1. However, he failed to start race 2, while in race 3 he had a real battle with his countryman, Ben Manchet, and finished just behind him in 6th. Not the best opening few races for Marissa Alongi. The young Scot finished race 1 in 5th place. However, in race 2 she fell at the first corner, and there was more disappointment for her in race 3.
I was coming along, I was only half a lap to the finish line, and I just hit really rough water, and I overextended my knee, and now I'm going to be out for probably half a year. I'm not going to get much training done now. I'm going to wait until I get home and see how I get on then.
I've been towing Claire, and over the week the first 2 races were really good. She was really going well. As the weeks progressed, she sort of slowly got tired, and today, to be honest, she was really struggling towards the end, but we've determined to finish there to get points for the British team.
I drive for Gillian. First 2 races, maybe we were a bit off the pace, but today's race was absolutely awesome. Gillian was right up there, mixing it with all the Australians and the Americans, and we had a really great race. She's been absolutely fantastic.
Georgina Robinson was being pulled by the very distinctive British boat number 5, True Colours Racing. Georgina took to the water in the F2 class and would be disappointed with her finishes, but she managed to stay on her skis and earn valuable team points.
The first race we were out, we were in 4th position and we lost our skier. And unfortunately he couldn't finish the race. He'd done some damage to his neck, so we were out with there. So since then we've towed the reserve skier, Jack Lynch. and he's a Formula 2 skier, so we're trying to get him used to the boat. But yeah, we're not having a bad run with him now, to be fair.
I was only reserve, sort of thrown in at the last minute. Maybe wasn't as fit as I should be, so yeah, I haven't skied with a big boat as well. I only ski Formula 2 at home. Skiing Formula 1 here is completely different. Seem to be getting yanked over the front the whole time, but yeah, it's slowly getting better. I think I finished 6th or 7th in the first race and then 6th again on Wednesday, so yeah, I'm slowly improving, get the hang of the pull and the ski and the new team as well.
One of the British hopefuls coming into these Worlds was Darren Kirkland, and he got off to a great start with the 2nd place in race 1. He managed a 5th in race 2 and a 4th in race 3, so plenty of points on the board for him, and he looks good for a podium.
They've gone really well, actually. I mean, we've starting to get used to the heat. The boat, as far as racing goes, we've had some perfect races, no problems at all. You know, probably do with a little bit more fitness, but apart from that, everything's going great.
We had a couple of bad races the start of the week with the World Championships. We had a boat problem in the first race, which then appeared at the end of the the second race as well. So today we just went out there and we really tried just to get to the finish. Not necessarily competing too much with anybody, but just to get myself, the equipment, all of us to the end, get good points, which we did. We're really pleased about. I think we finished 5th in Formula 1, so we're very happy with that today.
We had problems with the boat to start with, and then the second race, Dave came off and done his knee in, so it's not been that good really.
Dave Saul's replacement was Richard Kirk, and despite not competing in the opening 2 races, he managed an 8th in race 3. 2 7th places and a 6th was an impressive opening to the championship by James Bartlett, staying upright crucially, while those around him will have fallen.
It's gone really good, actually. Tough first 3 races, I've got to say. The heat has got into most of us, I'd probably say, and the paces seem to have got quicker and quicker as the week's gone on. But yeah, feeling quite happy at the moment. Really enjoyed the event so far. It's been good. It's been a pretty good week, actually. We've been far more competitive than we thought we'd be coming out here. Had a good couple of 4th and 5th positions, so quite pleased with how we've been getting on.
We've had a goal of trying to nibble away at the top guys, and if we could ever get in the frame, it would be unbelievable. We've got 3 results on the table, so we're now just trying to better that and or see what we can do.
4 races in 8 days is very demanding on the body, so just how do the skiers keep themselves free of injury?
The most challenging skiing I've ever done, that's for sure. And yeah, your day off feels like everything's gone well, and then race day comes back round again, and you're feeling quite tired at the start of each race.
Rest a lot, keep in the shade, keep out the heat. Again, get more massages, keep me going.
Over here we're racing every 2 days, so it's just imperative that we try and get the muscles recovering as soon as possible, because I'm 33, I don't recover as quick as I used to be, so having a physio here, Chelsea's just been absolutely fantastic to just try and get our battered bodies working again in time for the next one in a couple of days.
I mean, you must get what they call the lactic acid out of the body, just get the muscles repairing as quick as you can. So, eat and get your massage as quick as you can.
We've got a real good physio out here, actually. She's been working on us all, making sure we're in the best condition we can for all the races. It's been a real help for us as well. Everyone's
hanging to pieces, ankles, knees, hips, everything's taking a hammering out there. So the physio, Chelsea, she's been flat out with everyone. There's a massive queue. You've got to book in about 2 days before.
And the person charged with making sure all the British competitors are relaxed and ready for action is Team GB sports therapist Chelsea Wood.
I've been flat out all week, to be honest with you, especially with 4 races. We've had a lot of back problems, lower leg problems, like calf and hamstring, just because they've had so much tension, especially with the back, because they're so impacting on the water. But all the athletes have been absolutely fine. They've been getting lots of massages and lots of treatment, and of course the ice baths, which have all helped in their recovery process.
Also present at the Worlds but not competing is 2-time Women's World Waterski Racing champion Kim Lumley-Manchett.
I'm here at the first Worlds I've watched since 1995 with two small children and so life is very different at the moment, but I'm still enjoying it. But yeah, it's quite hard to look out at this water. I mean, this is my dream destination. I would have loved to ski here, but it's good fun watching.
And one of the people she'll be watching will be her nephew, Ben Manchet, who is competing in the junior boys division. As he explains, it is very much a family affair.
My granddad set up Hunstanton Waterski Club, and then my dad was European Formula 2 champion, and my aunt was Formula 1 Women's World Champion, so it's kind of been in the family for a while now.
And the Manchets are not the only competitors with a family connection on the water.
Will Newland is my son. He's been racing about 6 years now. As a family, we've always been competitive. Both myself, my wife and myself grew up skiing, met through ski racing, and now I'm driving for Will. Paul's father, Martin Davis, has skied all his life, going back to the sort of late 60s, and he's still racing today at a grand old age of 69.
My brother and I have been racing for just over 40 years now together. Our father taught us both to ski. My brother used to observe for me and my father drove, and now we observe and drive for Jamie, who we're not related to but we're really good friends with, and we enjoy it. We've done it as a family for over 40 years and have a great time.
My granddad Malcolm drives for me.
I've been observing for Sam, my niece, which has moved this on a generation because I used to observe for her mum. Gary and I are in the boat together when I observe for Sam, and we have a really excellent relationship.
My dad, he's been doing it ever since he was a teenager, and ever since I've watched him, I've always wanted to be a skier.
Having family members around you can certainly be an advantage, but at speeds of over 100 miles an hour, trust and confidence in your driver and observer is of paramount importance.
I've got Dylan DeWert observing for me. Me and Dylan have a real good bond. We usually have a team talk before we go out. Just sort of get ourselves prepared and just plan out the race ahead.
My job as observer is to make sure that, more importantly, the skier's ready, Darren's ready, he's happy. It's my job to keep him happy both throughout the day, make sure he's hydrated, make sure he's seen the physio, make sure that all his kit's in the boat at the right time, and that we're ready to go when the hooter sounds 15 minutes before the race.
Observer has to give the driver really clear, precise instructions as to where he wants to be and how he wants to drive the boat. And as a driver as well, I drive for Gillian Clements in the Worlds, so I've been privileged to do that as well. And she's been fantastic all week, and my observer has given me clear, precise instructions as well. You all rely on one another. The observer probably has a thankless task because he's sitting there getting thrown around the boat, and it can be quite an awesome ride as an observer. But without the three of you together in the boat, you know, it's a team thing. And as I say, we've had a great week. To be part of all these wonderful people in the British team has been an absolute honour.
Well, on the off days, we try and rest the skier as much as we can, make sure that he doesn't come down to the pit area. But myself and especially Billy, the team manager, has been down there on all the off days, making sure that the boat is fully up together. Every nut, bolt, screw is all tightened up, is all double checked, triple checked, and they've done a fantastic job. Billy Petrie, the team manager, has been absolutely amazing. And then in the mornings, it's the same sort of process. We double check everything again. It's an early start for a lot of people, in the dark even at 7 o'clock in the morning. We're a bit luckier that we've been launching a bit later in the day, maybe about 15-20 minutes before a race. So we're quite lucky on that respect. So launching, again, double check all the equipment just before the start of the race.